Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I have already shown you how to design this user control that is customer checkout. So if you have not watched my previous video, then just go to the description where I put the link for my previous video. You can simply do one thing, just click on the suggestion on the right side of the screen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to backend code for this user control that is customer checkout. Okay. So let me close this application for now. So I have closed this, and after this what we have to do is, first thing, we have to change the design name for these all controls. So first thing, this one. So right click on this. Okay, sorry, this is the dashboard, so we can't do anything in over here. So we have to move back to the user control that is UC customer checkout. So this is the coding part, so let me close that. So here we have this one. So here what we have to do is, first we have to change the design name of this one. So right click and go to properties and select this, and here you will find that name is Guna2. If we maximize this stuff, and we have to change this one to txt name, and we have few more. So I'm going to change this one to, so txt name, sorry, c name, and this one to txt room number, txt room, and this one to txt check out date, and we don't need to change the data grid view name because we have only one data grid view. Okay, so we have to change the placeholder text for this one. So room number, and after this we have one button, so click on this, btn checkout. So first thing what we need is, when this form loads, when this user control load, this data grid view needs to be filled with the data. For that, what we have to do is, we have to actually generate a user control load event for that. So just double click on the empty space and it will generate a user control load event. So double click on this, and here you will find UC customer checkout load event is now generated. So first thing what we have to do is, we have to create a object for the function class. So in previous video I have shown you what I have done in this function class, which methods I have in this function class. So if you have not watched my previous video, just go to description and check out my previous videos. So string, and I'm going to take one variable that is of a string type, and I'm going to name this one query, and now move back over here. So first thing what we have to do is, we have to write the query, so which data we want. So actually we don't need only customer details. Here you can see this, in the customer table we have only these details, but what I want is, I want to load the customer detail, and with the help of room ID, or with the help of room number, with the help of room ID, I want to also load the details of room. So for that what we have to do is, we have to actually use the foreign key. And here you can see this, in the room table, this is the query which we have used to create the room table. So in the room table, the room ID is the primary key, and here in the customer you can observe that this one is what, primary key. In the customer table we have same, that is room ID of int type not null, and we have created this room ID as a foreign key and reference to rooms table, rooms, and which column, that is room ID. So here it's clearly mentioned that room ID is foreign key. So with the help of this key, we can actually make a connection with these two tables, and we can fetch the data from both the tables and show in the data grid view. So for that, I'm going to write a SQL query. Okay, so move back to our project on which we are working. We are working on hotel management videos. So here we have to write the query. So I'm going to actually, I have written a query in the text file because that's a quite large query. I'm going to explain you, not to worry. I'm going to copy this one for now. Okay, so this one is quite long. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, move back over here, and I'm going to paste it. So let me explain you this. So first let me move back over here. So here what I have written is, select customer.cid. So let me move back to this database, and here what we have to do is we have this table name customer, and I have written, let me just put it this way. Okay, so what I have written over here is customer.cid. It means that from this customer table I need the CID. So we have now, in the same way we have customer.cname, so we have this customer.mobile, we have this. So when we are using this foreign key, so we can't use star, so we have to actually mention each column. Whatever we need, we have to mention in this way: table name, and after that which column you want. So here you can see this, we have customer dot customer dot customer dot customer dot. In the same way we need all the data. So let me minimize this. So let me show you that customer dot gender. You can pause the video and just write this. Let me maximize this so that you can see clearly. So I'm going to maximize this. Select customer dot CID, and after this we have customer dot mobile. After this, customer dot nationality, customer dot gender, customer dot TOB, customer dot ID proof, customer dot address. These, if you feel like this is a spelling mistake, it's not a spelling mistake. Actually, I have written that address, ADDRES, as a column name in the customer table. That's why I have written in this way. So till here, you can observe customer.checkin is finished. After this, we have rooms.room number. Why this is rooms.room number? Because from the rooms table, we want the room number. That is the column, room number. The same way, rooms.room type. That is the room type. Rooms.bed. You can pause the video and just write rooms.bed. And finally, we have rooms.price. And we need all this data. So now the fetching of data is done till here. So from which table? So we need from customer table. From which table? From customer table inner join rooms. So I am using join over here. So customer inner join rooms. So customer is the first table, that is customer. In the customer table we have the primary key and the foreign key room ID. Okay. So customer inner join means whatever data match from the first table and the second table will be shown only. So inner join rooms on means on which particular column. So in both the tables I have already shown you which column is common, that is room ID. Let me show you. Okay, so here we go. So this is actually here you can observe in the rooms table, this is the room table, and in this we have this room ID as a primary key. In the customer table we have only one common stuff, that is room ID, and I have made this one foreign key. Okay. So here you can observe what I have written is customer ID dot room ID is equal to rooms dot room ID, where checkout is equal to no. Where checkout is equal to no, it means that only those customer can check out which are already in the hotel. If the customer who's already leave our hotel, then why we have to check out those? Okay, so here is a condition that checkout is equal to no. So let me exit this and let me show you. By default this checkout is no. Okay, so when we check out, here you can see this no. It means that checkout date is null and checkout is no. So if we check out, then this no will be converted into updated into yes. Okay. So I hope you understand the query, and after this, what we have to do is we have to actually use this query. So how to use this query? So we need to actually call the method fn dot get data, and in this we have to pass the query. And here you can see this, the get data method actually expecting one argument that is of a string type. So I'm going to pass the query. But here we have one small issue. In this function class, in this get data, this get data method is going to return data set. Let me show you. Let me open the function class. So if you feel like lost, then please watch my previous video. In previous video I've already explained how these get data, set data method work and how to create these all stuff. Okay, so you can see this get data method actually going to return ds, that is of data set. Okay, so what we have to do is we have called the method, that's fine, but it's going to return a data set, but we haven't stored that data into any of the stuff. So in which stuff we are going to save that data? It's going to return a data set object, so we have to create a data set variable. So I've created a data set variable ds and is equal to, now whatever it's going to return is going to receive inside this data set. Now we have the data. So now what we have to do is we have to actually show that data into the data grid view. So our data grid view name is Guna2 data grid view 1 because I haven't changed the name of that. So dot data source is equal to ts dot tables, and we have to save 0 like this. And now let's check. Now our task till here is done. Now I have started the project. Let me just log in and let me click on this. And when I click on checkout, here you can see this. Now we have all the data. Okay, so AC room number is also available over here, and the price, all the stuff, whatever we want is now visible over here. So next thing what I want is I want to search the stuff. When I write something inside this, I want to search for that text. Okay, so let me close this and let me move back to the design part. So let me close this function and as well as close this dashboard. So move back over here. So I don't need this for now. So close this, move back over here. So we have to code for this text change event for this text box. Just click on this, move back over here in the events, text change, just double click on this and this will generate a click event. And here again what we have to do is we have to write the query. So again I'm going to copy the query from my notepad. Okay, so I have copied and move back over here. So actually a small changes over here. So what I have done over here is the query till here is same from the previous one. You can just copy and paste it from your previous one till over here. Here you can see this inner join and everything is same. Let me match this by just scrolling this. Here you can observe customer DOB, customer ID proof, customer address is same, check-in, rooms, room type, bed, room price, everything is same, everything is same till over here. After the where we have a small change, so you have to copy this much of stuff from the previous if you have written this. After this what we have to do is we have to write cname, that is the customer name. Let me show you. Here we have the query which we have executed while creating a customer table, and in the customer table you can observe the customer name column is named as cname. Here you can see this cname. Okay, so that's why I have written cname over here. So where cname like is used to identify the type of characters. If I write yes, then all the names followed by yes will be visible. Okay, so like and whatever the text inside that text box. So here you can see this is the concatenation. This is concatenation. And before explaining concatenation, let me explain why this percentage is over here. So percentage is because whatever we write in the text box, like I write yes, and if I write percent, it means that in the database it will feel like all the names, all this string starting with yes and followed by anything, this anything is covered with the help of this percentage. Okay, so if any name was like SAURA Saurav or like something, let me suggest one name with yes. Okay, so Shubham, anything will be covered. If I write A, if SA%, it means that this will not cover Shubham. It will follow like SA and after that percent. All the names starting with SA will be covered with the help of this. So let me remove this stuff. I hope you understand this. After this, concatenation means adding the string with this stuff. Okay. So it's a dynamically added text inside this. Txt name dot text it means that this is the text box, and from this text box name is txt name. From this text box, what we need is we need text. So txt name dot text and plus plus to use to concatenate, and single quotes and double quotes. Single quotes is extra in the case of string. If anything like integer is going to be extracted from the text box, so we need to exclude this single quotes from the both the side, but we need string over here, so we have to add the single quote. Okay, and checkout is equal to no. We have to apply this condition too. Checkout is equal to no. It means that we have to only show all those record of the customer still in the hotel. Okay, so I hope you understand this. Now our query is ready. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually do the same stuff as in this one. So we have to actually create a object of this, create a variable of this, and after this call the method get data, and we have to write the query, pass the query inside this, and guna2 data grid view dot data source is equal to ds dot tables 0. Now start this, and let's see if this search button actually works or not. So I'm going to click on this checkout, and I'm going to write Kumar. Here you can see this. Now it's working. JAY. Yeah, this one is perfectly working. Okay, so now this works. After this, what I want is when I click on this row or this one, I want to fill the data inside these two stuff. Okay, so how to do that? For that, just close these stuff, and after this, what we have to do is we have to generate a click event for the data grid view. Okay, so click on this, select this, and after this we have to select the cell content. Click this one, just double click on this, and this will generate a cell click event. Okay, so before that I'm going to take a variable, so int id, and inside this what we have to do is if we have to write guna2 data grid view dot rows, and inside this e dot row index, and after this we have to write cells. This is going to actually extract, this is going to check that the cell on which you clicked is not empty. E dot column index dot values is not equal null, and within this method what we have to do, here you can see this, now our error has been resolved. And after this I want to extract the id. So id is the variable which I have taken so that I can use this on the other place as well, the id of that row. So id is equal to, and this id is going to be in the integer format. So let me just start this and let me show you that id is in integer format or not. So check out, here you can see this one is 3 and 5. This is an integer type. That's why I have taken the variable id as integer type. Okay, so let me close this. Let me uncomment this and id. And what we have to do is we have to convert this stuff into the integer format. So for that, int dot parse method is used to convert the integer format to other format. String format to int type or long and whatever you need. And within this, we have to write this stuff. So guna2 dot rows e dot row index dot cells 0 dot value dot to string. So this stuff is used to actually, from the guna2, this is a data grid window, data grid view name, that is design name, row, which row we want, that e dot row index. So whatever we click, that row index, and from that row which column, which cell we need. So 0 cell, it means that 0th column. So let me add a breakpoint over here and let's see what happened when I click on a row. So I am going to start this. Let me log in, click on this, and you can see that this is the 0th column. So this, when we move down, the row change, not the column. So column will remain 0. So when I click on this, we move. Okay, so what happened? Okay, so here you can see this. We move to the breakpoint over here, and let me see what actually this ID contains. So when I hover on this, you will find it contains 5. How this is possible? Because we have clicked on that row and we have selected the cell 0. If we select 1, then let me just continue this. If we select 1, then this j will be selected. Okay, so let me close this. I hope you understand. In the same way, we have to extract few more values, that is the cname and the room, which we have to set to these two text boxes. When I click on the row, we want to set the two text boxes below there. So txt cname, we have set the name for the text box, name text box and the below. So this text box name is txt cname. Okay, and in this we have to set the text, so is equal to, and what we need is guna2 dot rows, and in this e dot row index dot cells, we need cell 1 because we need the name, dot values dot to string. That's it. And after this we need txt room dot text is equal to guna 2 data grid 1 dot rows e dot row index dot cells, and in this which cell we need is, okay, so let me just comment this and let me count this, which cell we need. So we need actually the room number, so I want to extract that from this one. So this one is 0 and this one 1. So from the 1, let me just click on this. Here you can see this, now Kumar is set over here. When I click on this, J is set over here. So now the name is being set properly. So we need the room number. So let me count this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we need to extract the value 9. Okay. So let me uncomment this, and we have to extract the value of 9 dot value dot to string. Okay. So after this, what we have to do is we have to actually change few properties of these text boxes. So first thing, I want that the text of these text boxes needs to be in the black color. So I have selected all 3 text boxes. Just move back over here, go to properties. Let me extract this. Sorry. Let me maximize this and change the back color. Sorry, fore color. So fore color, just select this and select black. Okay, now this one is good. After this, what we have to do is we have to change few properties of these 2 text boxes. So I have unselected the top one. Right click and go to properties. We don't need to write anything inside these 2 text boxes. What we need to do is we need to actually make these text boxes read only. So for that, you have to select read only, false, and change this one to true. It means that you cannot add anything inside this one. Whenever you select the row from this data grid view, the data is automatically added inside this one. We don't need to manually write anything inside this one. Okay. After this, you can observe one small stuff while I have coding few minutes before, that when I click on the row, that row is being edited. So we have to change that stuff. Okay, so how to do that? For that, we have to just right click and go to properties, and there we have to change one property. What is that? Cell editable. So we have to change that property. Cell content. We search for that. Okay. Edit mode. Here you can see this in edit mode. edit on keystroke. So we have to change this one and select this edit programmatically. Now let me start this and let me log in, and after this move back over here, and here you can see this, we cannot write anything. I'm pressing the keys in my keyboard but I cannot write anything. And now I can find that whatever I write is in black color, and when I click on this, now this one is also in the black color, but we cannot edit this one. Here you can see this, when I click on this, nothing happens, no editing is done over here as we have done previously. Okay, so this one is working fine. After this, what I want is we have to actually code for the allot button. So how to do that? So move back over here and double click on this, and this will generate a quick event for the btn checkout. And here, first thing what we have to do is we have to actually check that if any row is selected or not. How to do that? If any row is selected or not. So just play a small trick. So let me start this. Let me show you how we are going to check that if any row is selected or not. Okay. Suppose some user come, actually someone is working on this software, and suppose he or she have not clicked on any of these rows and try to check out. So what will happen? This will not, this will actually, this is not a feasible style to do this stuff. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to check that if this text box is empty, then we have to show a message that no customer selected. How this will work? Here you can see this, we cannot write manually inside this one. Whenever we select one user, then only this text box is going to be filled. So this checkout will work only when this text box is filled. It means that not empty. We have to check for this text box if this txt box is not empty. Okay, so first thing, let me move back to the coding part. And here first thing what we have to do is we have to check the text box txt, and that text box name is txt cname dot text is not equal to null. And if this is null, in the else condition we have to set message box dot show, and in this we have to set no customer selected, and change the name of this message box to message. And this message box name needs to be, actually it contains a button, so I'm going to name this button OK. And message box icon needs to be information. So now let's see if this works or not. Now we started this, login, checkout, and here you can see this, I have not selected any of these stuff, and when I click on this, no customer selected. Okay, so this one is working very fine. So now I'm going to select this one, and you will find that when I click on this, nothing happens. It means that it goes inside the if block, and in the if block, for now, I haven't coded anything inside this if block. Okay, so after this, what I want is whenever user click on this, if the customer is selected, what I want is I want that this needs to be asked that user, are you sure you want to check out for that? So for that, I'm going to write one more if block for that. In this if block is going to ask the user that are you sure you want to check out. Okay, so message box dot show, and inside this what we have to write is are you sure, and the message box needs to be named, so I'm going to name this one confirmation. And this message box needs to have some buttons, so OK and cancel. I'm going to keep two buttons, that is OK and cancel. Message box icon needs to have something, so icon dot warning. And how we have to check that if user clicked on OK. If user click on OK, then only you want to enter inside the if condition, and if user cancel, nothing will happen. So is equal to, and we have to write dialog result dot OK. It means that if user click on OK, then only we go inside this if block. Okay, so let me show you if this one works or not. So let me start this. If you go inside the if block, it should ask for the confirmation. Okay, so back over here, and you can see this when I click on this, no customer selected. After selecting one customer, are you sure you want to see? Are you sure? So if I cancel, nothing happens. If I click on OK, we go inside that if block. Okay, after this, what we have to do is we have to actually perform the checkout operation. So what we have to do is we have to actually extract the checkout date from that string cdate, that is the checkout date, is equal to txt checkout date dot text. We have to extract the text, the date from this date time picker, this one. After this, what we have to do is we have to write a query. So I'm going to write one query for that. Okay, so when user want to check out, what we have to do is we have to actually update the table. Which table we have to update? That is the customer table, and in this we have to set checkout, that is the column name checkout, is equal to from no to yes. Okay, so let me convert this one to yes. And after this, what we have to do is it's a string. That's why I have used the single quotes with that. Checkout date. So checkout, we have to set the date for that. So we have to concatenate that. It's a string type. So cdate. Checkout is actually the column name in the database. Here you can see this checkout. This is the column name. So move back over here, and here you can observe we have written that. And with the update query, we have to actually choose the where condition. So I'm going to use this where CID is equal to, where the customer ID is equal to, and I have already told you that I have take the ID from here, and I have make this one on the outside of this scope so that I can use it somewhere else. So I'm going to use this one over here. So where CID ID, and after this what we have to do is we have to make few more changes into the room as well. So what changes we have to make? Whenever a customer, whenever a room is allotted to a customer, that room booked status is from changed from no to yes. So we have, whenever a user check out, we have to change the status of the room from no to yes. Okay, it means that no, actually booked status will be yes when the customer is in the hotel. Whenever you check out, the customer, the room booked status needs to be no, change to no. Okay, so here you can see this. After the query, we have to write one more line, one more query, that is update rooms set booked is equal to no. It's a string type, that's why I have used single quotes. Where room number is equal to, and we have to take the room number from which text box, that is txt room dot text. That's it. Now our query is ready. After this, what we have to do is we have to fire this query. So this time we have to call the method that is set data. This set data is not going to return anything, so I'm going to directly use this one. And this set data actually expect two arguments of a string type. First is a query, and second is a message, whatever message you want to show the user after the execution of this method. So first thing, we need to pass the query. So I have already written the query, and after this we have to pass the method, pass the message. So I'm going to pass the message checkout successfully. Okay, after this what I want is, after the completion of this, I want to reload the form, reload the user control. So how to do that? For that, UC underscore customer checkout, and you have to write this one load, and in this we have to pass two stuff, that is this which user control, this one, and we have to pass the second stuff, that is up. Whenever you write this will actually reload the stuff. And after this, what we have to do is we have to actually do one small stuff, that is, whenever the user checkout is done, we need to actually clear all the text fields. So for that, we have to create one method to clear all the text fields. Okay, so let me create a table. So create a method public void clear all. I'm going to name this method clear all, and in this I'm going to need actually clear the txt cname dot clear, txt name dot clear, txt room dot clear, and finally we have txt checkout date dot reset text, and this will set the two-way text. Now our method is ready. Now finally what we have to do is, after this reload, we want to actually clear all the fields. So I'm going to call this method clear all. And one more stuff, what I need is, whenever we leave this user control, suppose start this. Okay, let me show you. When I click on this, I have selected this or written something inside this one. So here you can see this, all the text inside these text boxes are over here. When I leave this and when I move back over here, you can find is still those same data over here. So this is not looking that much nice. What I want is, when I leave this checkout, this user control, the data from these all text boxes needs to be cleared. So how to do that? For that, what we have to do is, we have to move back over here, just click on the empty space, click on this, and what we have to do is, we have to generate a leave event. So just double click on this, and after this, in the leave event, I want to call this method clear all. Now start this, login, click on this, select this, and when I leave this and move back over here, you can see this, all the text fields are now cleared, and this one is looking nice. Now what we have to do is, I want to actually check out one customer. So for that, I'm going to add one customer for now. So let me select the room. So booked status is yes. So I'm going to add a user new customer to 201. So I'm going to name something ABC, while number Indian, gender male. I'm not going to change the dates for now. ID proof something like this, address Patna, India, bed, okay, single, room type AC. Okay, so 303 is over here. So I have allotted the room, successfully allotted, and after clicking on OK, all the coding I have already shown you. So if you have not watched my previous video, just go to the description. There I put the link for all my previous video. You can just watch. Move back to checkout, and here we have to search for ABC. Here we have ABC. We have the details for ABC. Just click on this, and here we have ABC. Now I want to check out for this one. So just like this, click on checkout. Are you sure you want to do OK? Okay, so we ran into some exception. So what is the exception? System data dot SQL client exception. So okay, so we have written some wrong in the query, so we have to resolve that. Let me do that. So first thing what we have to do is update customer set checkout is equal to yes, comma, checkout cdate where CID is this, plus update room set booked is equal to no, where room number is equal to txt room dot text. Okay, everything is fine. So let me check that which error I have done. Okay, me try execute this one for once again. Actually, I have done one small mistake. That is what I have written the name of this table, that is customer, customer, and wrong over here. So we have to make that right. So customer. Sorry, I have written the spelling of this checkout wrong. Let me show you. CHECK out, and not this one. We have to actually write for this one. CHEK out. So I have to write that. CHECK out. I'm going to remove this C. CHEK out. So now I'm going to start this and I'm going to check out for the ABC, the customer which we have added. And we have added that customer into the room number 303. So the status of 303 is booked, yes. So I'm going to move back to the checkout. And I'm going to select the ABC. Now I have selected this. Okay, so let me close this and start this once again. Okay, let me log in, check out, click on ABC. Here you can see this now data is added. Check out, okay, checkout successful. When I click on OK, everything is now cleared and the record for ABC is now removed. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed coding with me, and if you really like, then please hit the like button of this video and subscribe and share with your friends. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video I'm going to show you how to code for this, actually how to design the customer detail and how to backend code for this. So please subscribe and hit the like and hit the bell button, and please share. Thanks for watching.